Hi, my name is Andrew.
Hi, my name is Philip.
And welcome to the Loblaws Supermarket Tour.
Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know.
Loblaws is owned by Loblaw Companies Limited. Loblaws has over 2,000 stores across Canada, has approximately 64% of the market share between the top three competitors, and from 2014 to 2018, the annual food sales were approximately $34 billion, giving it a dominant position in the Canadian food market. So why we chose Loblaws is because we wanted to investigate the quality the chain offers. What are the quality of their products and what their approach is to distributing the products. We're regular customers at Loblaws and take an interest in the foods we're consuming as well as the means to produce them. Loblaws is a highly popular chain in Canada, and quality assurance is crucial when dealing with millions of customers, especially when it comes to what they're eating. We chose the produce section because we wanted to inquire about the quality of their produce and reaffirm that the chain is maintaining quality standards. We consume a large amount of produce on the contaminated foods list, and this is very concerning if you're conscientious about your health. Surprising facts about the supermarket tour are the large amount of foods with pesticides, some of which are on the contaminated foods list. The effects of workers both in and out of Canada are outrageous. They throw away disfigured food in order to maintain brand image and focus more on profits as opposed to quality and integrity. The assortment and collection of the produce is satisfactory. Upon further inspection of the produce, we managed to determine that both the locally grown and foreign grown apples were adjacent to one another, with a slight variation in price. As you can see, the locally grown apples are a little bit more expensive than the foreign grown apples. Next, moving on to the onions, as you can see, the foreign grown onions are isolated from the locally grown onions. This could be because the locally grown onions are a lot more expensive and because Canada does not mass produce onions but is capable of growing them. Finally, the tomatoes made in Mexico were almost double the price as the tomatoes made in Canada, even though Loblaws rates them both equally.
As we began to prepare for the next shot, we realized that Loblaws was starting to close. However, this employee that we managed to catch on film acted like he was about to throw those away instead of putting them back in the fridge. Before we go and continue on the tour, let's take a look at this list dictating all the most contaminated produces that exist within stores. This may be because of how regulations were more relaxed during that time in Canada, and still are in some of the countries that we import from. This may mean that there may be some contaminations in the food we eat on a daily basis. According to the supermarket tour, some of the most contaminated items are peaches and apples. I guess this means eating an apple a day might not keep the doctor away. Making sure to wash the produce thoroughly before you eat it will make it safer and lower the possibility of sickness within consumers. However, it should be noted that this may have helped producers reduce their price point as less energy was invested during the production. But also the overall quality has been sacrificed. Time to look at imported goods at Loblaws. We started off with tomatoes, which stated previously the imported tomatoes from Mexico were a lot more expensive compared to the local Canadian tomatoes. However, because of the packaging and the smaller product size, consumers may be more inclined to buy them if they are in a rush and don't have time to choose. The choice of value versus quantity is up to the consumer at that point. When looking at the onions, we realized that while the Canadian onions are all packaged in a bag on the side, the imported onions from America were sold at a much cheaper price point individually. This allows consumers that only wanted one or two onions to get a better deal, in the event that they would not want such a large bag at home and would end up not using it. We made it our mission to find at least one fruit on that contaminated list. To our surprise, we managed to find both peaches and pears right next to each other. They were both imported from different countries, the peaches from the US and the pears from Mexico. Each were sold at such a low price point, the peaches were almost all gone. We decided to check back up on the store employee who was slowly taking vegetables away, and this time it was obvious of what he was doing. The way he placed the broccoli and the bunches of asparagus in the same container confirmed our suspicion. It said these products will not be making it back to the shelf the next day, but will be in fact sitting outside in the cold. You might be wondering, where am I going? To be honest, I didn't know either. I could not seem to find the organic section. I kept walking back and forth and I just couldn't see it. Oh, wait, I found it. It's not really a section. It's like random small little boxes in the produce area labeled organic. Did you know that for a product to be labeled as organic, it only needs to be 95% organic? Let's count these avocados. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 organic avocados for around $5.99. It's a pretty good deal. But across the way we had some unorganic avocados for around $1.29. So essentially they ended up being the same. It's up to you which one you'd rather buy. This time we didn't need to see the employee emptying all the vegetables from the shelves. All we need to see is the empty shelves that used to carry the still edible product. But now those are gone, probably to be replaced with fresh vegetables that are delivered daily. It's truly a sad sight. Overall, we can comfortably say that this was a very enlightening experience. After reading the supermarket tour section on produce, we determined that it took a very negative light about the industry, only pointing out negatives while not showing how they have tried to change during those times. However, it should be noted that during this period, many stores were not focused on sourcing products based on social impact or ethics, but rather fitting their bottom line. With that, we had some expectations going in. We wanted to see more locally sourced products, and an equal amount of organics compared to inorganics, and an overall wide variety. We came out of it half disappointed and half surprised. We were disappointed because of a small and basically insignificant organic section, which wasn't really a section. But we were surprised to see that Loblaws allowed slightly blemished foods on their shelves, making this their probable new brand image. And they also had an amazingly wide variety. This experience will have definitely changed how I shop. When I shop for groceries, I tend to go for the cheap sale items because of a student budget. But now I think I'll take a more analytical standpoint and truly find those produces that are local and organic in order to both support my Canadian products, but also stay away from any possible contaminations.